Hey guys, good evening. I hope you had a great day. I hope you enjoyed watching NVDA earnings. So that should bring good volatility tomorrow. That will be interesting to see how the broad market reacts to what is looking so far to be a pretty disappointing earning for NVIDIA. So yeah, let's see how the stock and the market react tomorrow. But I think that we'll be able to create a couple scenarios and things to look for tomorrow. So let's look at PTMM. And I'll try to make it short tonight. I'm feeling a bit sick, so I'll try to keep it short. So let's start with the S&P 500. We're still in an uptrend. We just had that trim opportunity once again today with that hook down and breakdown in overbought breadth. So that's always some kind of red flag or caution signal, at least for me, because you never know when these break down into this overbought area will lead. So we could stabilize pretty soon, but if the market and the participation and the breadth start to really shift, and we see contracting breadth and price breaking down from moving averages, that's when this signal really takes its importance. Um, so far, price is still above the July structure, which is good. We tried to bounce right from July's high today, so it was acting as support. Um, so far, we're still looking at that digestion, that little pullback, and removing the short-term excess of the last few days and weeks. Um, so the trend remains solid, remains up or above all moving averages. But we'll have to see tomorrow how the market reacts to NVIDIA earnings. Um, so breadth is still looking solid. Net new highs increased once again today. A bit of caution maybe on the McClellan Oscillator and Summation Index. So McClellan Oscillator is on the fourth day of contraction. So we're approaching a potential hook down and rounding top on the summation index, which would mean that breadth really started to contract and shift to the downside. So far, the last 3 days have been mainly digestion. Even today, in the broad S&P 500 market, GDP of minus 36 is pretty low and mild. So I still see that action as being digestion above all moving averages and creating that pullback. But we never know. So if the summation starts to flip down and price starting to break down below the July's high structure, we would look at a fail breakout and potentially a deeper pullback uh, in price, and definitely that breadth has a lot more downside from here. So I would be very patient to engage back in the market if we see that price breaking down, breadth breaking down from here, McClellan summation starting to shift, and if we really hook down, then that will be it for me. I will really be patient to wait for the proper condition to engage back long in this market. So that's it for the S&P 500. I think that Nasdaq really gives a totally different picture. And if you're playing a bit more growth names, technology stocks, there's clearly some more concern with that area of the market, and NVIDIA earnings which was down around 7 or 8% after market hours, will definitely impact this area of the market more tomorrow. And we were already at risk before the close. So let's look at that. So we had that correction, that V-shaped recovery. I was really looking to see some digestion. We were trying to build that range. And today we kind of broke that range to the downside. We broke the 10 moving average, nearly the 50 DMA as well, but we closed just above. And we held the 21 DMA today. So we were already right into support. We broke the recent range that was formed by August 22's low and yesterday's open. So short term, that price break was already some concern to me. And then NVIDIA should bring a lot of pressure tomorrow. So let's see how the market reacts from here. I'm still looking, and kind of the best case scenario would be to kind of flush a bit more here, create that ILO structure that I'm still talking about since the low was in. We really never had that ILO structure, a bit like we did in April and May. So we had that flush, that rally, and then created that ILO structure, confirmed that the bread trust on May 2nd, and then that really kicked off the market rally. So best case scenario for a long side, that's really what I'm looking for. So maybe tomorrow we break below moving averages. Keep in mind that momentum, short-term momentum, the 5-day ratio, which I really use to gauge short-term oversold condition, is already at 0.41. So we're definitely approaching an oversold condition. So tomorrow, if we gap down, if we see some really big selling into the early session, that could bring this short-term ratio to an oversold and potential buy opportunity. And that will also create that potential higher low. So we had that low at the start of August, that rally. And if we make a higher low and we confirm the reversal by a really strong push in breadth, momentum, and price, so seeing a GDP rating above 80, that would really set the table to confirm the new uptrend. So we're still in an uptrend attempt. And until we see that higher low and that reversal and reclaim of those moving averages, I fear that we'll remain in an uptrend attempt, or even I'm keeping an open mind. Who knows if we continue to sell hard and we continue that correction that started mid-July. So that's the long case and the long scenario that I'm looking at. The ILO structure, that bread trust to reconfirm the trend, or we simply roll over with NVIDIA's earnings news, and we continue the selling, and the downtrend is taking back. So that's what I'm looking for both sides. Breadth is also concerning, so that's what I was pointing out as being more concerning. So McClellan Summation Index already hooked down on the Nasdaq today. So we confirmed a potential breadth contracting regime, and with NVIDIA earnings reaction tomorrow, we might set up a new downtrend in the Summation Index. We're still above the 10 moving average. So right now I would look at it as that potential leg down to create that higher low. But if we try to rally and then we're rejected on good selling, then that most bearish scenario would take place. And finally, on the breadth extension for the Nasdaq, we already kind of confirmed the rejection of the short-term overbought condition. And since then, since last week, we're really in a downtrend, and we're seeing short-term, mid-term, and long-term breadth contracting, meaning that participation is weakening in the Nasdaq. And finally, quickly, just covering the small caps, which has been kind of leading recently. So bit of caution and constructive price action and action overall. So price action is still only pulling back into moving averages. We're retesting that mid-August range area. So price-wise, there's not much concern, and that actually look pretty bullish for a potential pullback and uptrend reconfirmation. But what is more concerning is the potential bear flag. So we've had that sharp decline, 3 days decline, and the recent action have been, yes, up, but pretty weak, as shown by the McClellan Oscillator and summation index. So this uptrend was pretty weak, and today, just like the Nasdaq, we flipped down. So let's look our breadth in the small cap is handled tomorrow, but so far we seem to begin some kind of breadth contracting regime in the small cap as well. So for me, it's a caution signal for sure. Net new highs are really thin. We might flip to the downside with net new lows if the market is not able to hold that pullback tomorrow. And a bit like the Nasdaq, we saw that flush 2 weeks ago. We were very oversold short term, and then we had that rally. We flipped to the upside. We were overbought short term, and even midterm. We approached the 75% area, and since then we rejected that area, and we seems to contract once again with divergence and breadth as well, with a low high in the overbought area and in a rejection. So if we continue from here, definitely that small caps are at risk to break down and continue that correction as well. So a bit like the Nasdaq, I want to keep an open mind here as well. If we do kind of all the moving averages and reconfirm the participation with really a strong day in the next few days, so big GDP ratings, good participation, good momentum coming back up, then we could look at a pretty bullish scenario. But otherwise, if we break the moving averages, if we break that ILO structure, so breaking August 20 low, so that would create some kind of pretty concerning price action along the breadth contracting. So that's pretty much what I'm looking, guys. I think the picture is a bit blurry right now. We don't know which side the market will take. We can either set up for a bullish scenario or either a bearish scenario at this point. I think we're really pivotal and at a key spot right now. So I'm really looking to see what how the market will react to NVIDIA's earning. And that should tell us a lot about what the market could do in the next few days and weeks. So if we gap down tomorrow, big selling coming in at the open because of NVIDIA's weakness, and the next reaction will be really important. So is this weakness bought aggressively? Is the weakness not bought at all, and the selling continues along the day, and we start breaking those moving averages? Then it will really raise concern, and that potential correction reconfirmation for the Nasdaq would take place for me. So so that's the kind of the signals and the things that I'm looking at. I don't have a really fixed idea of the market right here, but I think it's important to keep an open mind. We have our scenario ready. We know what to look for, price action wise, breadth wise, and momentum wise. So if we see those signals taking place tomorrow, then we will either take action to the long side or the short side and see where we go from here. So one step at a time. Let's follow the PTMM dashboard closely tomorrow. And yeah, take care, guys, and let's talk again tomorrow. Bye-bye.